Welcome back, Mr. Witness, for continuation of your testimony before this Commission of Inquiry into Local Government Councils and related matters. May I remind you once again that you are still on the oath before I hand you over to Madam Chair for us to proceed. Thank you. Madam Chair, over to you.
Council, you may proceed.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson, and everyone present. You have to ask the witness whether you have the minutes of the meetings that you were referring to just shortly before we went on break.
This is one. Yeah, yes.
Thank you. Can you guide us through the minutes, the various minutes, the contents you were referring to?
Okay, the first minutes that we submitted earlier, but the secretary could not find it, but I have a copy. And that is, I think, the May 28. On May 28, our first General Council meeting, where we were adopting the thresholds instituted by the Interim Management Committee. I think that one we've already discussed that.
Okay, so the exhibits, I believe, Madam Chairperson, are read out openly and then recorded and marked accordingly by the chairperson, so that the witness can always, if it cannot be found, it is already recorded, so the witness can see the register subsequently, and if it is admitted, then it will be there. If it is not admitted, then we take it that it was not submitted.
Let me get it clear. The minutes you read, are they the resolution itself, or are they a reference to the resolution that have been made pursuant to the threshold issue?
You mean the May 28?
Yes, May 28.
Yes, May 28, there was a resolution on the adopting of the thresholds of the Interim Management Committee, which was backed by minutes.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, that is why, if you recall, I asked you in the morning, I said, you have said, and when we went for break, I checked the records, and you have said in your evidence that there was a resolution in our first General Council meeting that all payments above 100,000, let the mayor check it. That was your statement.
It was adopted from the interim, yes.
Exactly. So, but when I peruse, whilst I was admitting these documents, when I peruse the documents, that resolution is not part of the documents that we have admitted.
It was admitted.
It's here?
It was admitted when I came last week.
Last week. That resolution is part of those documents. Okay, we will check that tomorrow and reconfirm for you.
Okay.
We will note that. Thank you. Council, you may proceed.
Yes, please, Mr. Witness, you may please proceed.
Thank you. So that was the first document. The second document is minutes from 28 June 2018, page 3, 2.3. It was the first discussion of the threshold after it was instituted. 2.3, the chairman, sorry. Okay. It starts from 2.2. On page 5 of 3.24, which gives the Lord Mayor powers to approve, disapprove memorandum of understanding, contracts, and other binding agreements KMC may enter into in the near future, as per the directives of members in the previous meeting, the Councillor of London Corner Ward asked for further clarification, and as he was not sure whether it is the Mayor or the General Council that should give approval on such matters. 2.3, the chairman opined that the resolution was passed at a time standing committees were yet to be formed. As a result, they needed to be informed of all transactions and agreements the council needed to enter at the time. Now that the standing committees are in place, such approvals may be recommended through the committees. In addition, he clarified that since it is impossible for all councillors to append their signature on such documents, it is fitting that they understand that the office of the Lord Mayor is there to represent the people of the municipality, and whatever they do will be in the general interest of their constituents. Okay.
Council, you may proceed.
Is that all?
That was the first document. And it says 2.4. As there were no other matters arising or corrections to matters, the chairman called for the motion to be moved for minutes to be adopted as amended. The motion was moved. Okay, that was the first one. The minutes of, this was the 13th of June, 2018.
Before we go to that one, the first one you read, what is the agreement, if there is any, of council?
So the agreement from these minutes was that because committees were not formed,
right.
It was right for the mayor to approve, but now that committees are formed, the committees can approve.
Approve what?
They can approve contracts and agreements with the council.
Okay. And then does anything follow after that, the committee's approval?
The general council?
Yes. Yeah. Does anything follow after that?
In terms of?
Did you say that the general council gave the committees the power to approve? Is that what you are saying?
I said the function of the mayor was transferred to the committees.
To the committees.
So the councillors were complaining that they did not want the mayor to be part of that process as per the finance manual.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now after the committees...
Mayor, are you referring to the financial manual or the Finance and Audit Act? What you just said. You said the councillors were querying that it's not in accordance with which of the laws?
Yes, he was querying that the Council of London Corner asked for further clarification as he is not sure whether the mayor or the general council is the approving authority.
All right. So, and that should be done in accordance with law. Did you further discuss?
No, there was not.
It was not indicated in the minutes.
I guess it's implied.
All right.
We didn't get that part. The witness said, I guess it's, I don't know.
Sorry?
I said,
Can you repeat the
implied.
answer? It's implied.
Yeah.
So what is implied?
He raised the concern about signing of contracts or agreements by the mayor.
Right.
So she asked, the Madam Chair asked whether it was his interjection was based on law or policies.
Right.
Or I said, I guess it's implied.
Okay. Now, was there any agreement by all the councillors based on that observation or that question that the councillor was asking? Was there a discussion that was put to rest and a conclusion made?
Yes. In my interjection, I said, okay, I was approving because there was no committees.
Right.
But now that there are committees, it can be moved to the committees.
Okay. Can you please read that part?
The chairman opined that the resolution was passed at a time standing committees were yet to be formed. As a result, they needed to be informed on all transactions and agreements the council needed to enter at the time.
Yes.
Now that the standing committees are in place, such approvals may be recommended through the committees.
Correct. Now, what was the final decision by the council itself?
That was in practice. All payments above 500,000 is done by our contracts committee, then to the council.
Okay.
Below is done by the CEO.
Okay. So, but we don't have the members of the council either agreeing to that or not agreeing to that. We don't have evidence of that, correct?
The evidence is my testimony.
No, I mean in the minutes of meeting.
The minutes of the meeting is what we are trying to ascertain.
To ascertain. And then you will see that, for instance, decisions of council should be subject to a vote, correct?
The general council, yes?
Yes. Section 28, which talks about meetings and proceedings of the Local Government Act 2022. You're familiar with it, about the procedure regulating the meetings of council?
The rules of procedure, yes.
Good. 28.1 says a meeting of a council shall be convened at least once every month by the chairperson and at such other times as the council may prescribe. This you are familiar with?
The rules of procedure, which one? The one created by KMC?
No, this is the Local Government Act itself. You know, the Act supersedes the procedure. Subsection 2 reads, the decisions of a council shall be by simple majority of the elected members present and voting, and in the event of an equality of votes, the chairperson or mayor or mayoress shall have a casting vote. You familiar with this?
Yes.
So that the council can only arrive at a decision when there is a simple majority which can be obtained through voting, correct?
Yes.
Was there voting done on this issue?
In practice, sometimes we don't vote. Sometimes I, as mayor, will ask, I now move this motion for so, and so. Are all in favor? Aye. Is anyone against? If there's no nay, then there's no vote.
Okay. Did you do that in this case?
I cannot recall, but what I recall is that we agreed that the mayor should stay out of the payment process, and I agreed in principle, based on the Local Government Act and the Finance and Audit Act, that indeed I should stay out of it because I cannot serve both in an oversight function and in an implementation function.
Does the minutes of meeting that you are reading reflect what you are saying?
It doesn't. This one reflects it. The committee, where I said now that the committees are set, they may be the one doing the.
No, I mean whether the minutes of meeting that you have just read reflects what you have said.
That's what I said. The minutes of the meeting, I said I was approving before the committees were formed because that's the only way the council can be in the picture.
Right.
That shows that the council is the authority.
Right.
However, now there's committees, those agreements can be moved to the committees.
No, I'm just trying to have an understanding on Section 28, Section 2 of the Local Government Act 2002, which requires the decisions of council, which we call resolutions. If they have any other name that shows that it is referring to decisions of council, it will be okay. But it says decisions of council shall be by simple majority. What the operated for this shall be by simple majority of the elected members present and voting, because there are members that do not vote, correct? You have nominated members.
Nominated members do not vote.
So they don't vote. So no matter what their opinion is, it does not carry weight as to the opinion of an elected member, correct?
Yes.
Good. So that it is important that there is voting on issues that council deliberates on, correct?
You say it again?
So that it is important that there is a voting process on issues that council deliberate on.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Correct?
Repeat the question.
I said so that there would be voting on issues that council will deliberate on. If it is a unanimous decision, the minutes will reflect it is a unanimous decision.
Minutes should reflect that, yes.
Good. Now, when there is a tie, that the mayor will have to vote.
Yes.
Good. So, we do not have evidence of that in the minutes of meeting you have read in relation to the issues of authorization, correct?
In the issues of authorization?
Yes, in the minutes you have read. It's not there, correct?
Well, there is where the mayor says now the responsibility can be moved to the committees.
No, I mean that we do not have evidence of voting in the minutes of the meeting.
There was not voted. Like I said, we don't vote unless there's a disagreement.
Okay. Now,
I would say 90% of council decisions are not voted on.
Okay. Now you have told the commission that even there is no voting, it would have been that there is a unanimous decision, because you have said, is there anybody that's not in agreement with, I'm paraphrasing, is not in agreement with what is said, they can raise their hand or argue, correct?
Yes.
Was that done in this case?
That's why I'm saying I cannot recall, but it was agreed because it was implemented, it's in place.
Okay. If it was done, should it have been in the minutes, to reflect in the minutes?
Yes.
Okay. And so that if it is not in the minutes of the meeting, which is endorsed, who signed those minutes of meeting? The one you have?
The clerk.
Just the clerk?
Just the clerk.
Okay. Now, if it is not there, then it is safe to conclude that the minutes do not reflect what you are saying.
Yes.
Good. Now, let me have that one, so we can move to the second one. We can move to the second minutes of meetings that you have referred. I think you have two.
This one I read before we left for break.
Yes, please kindly read it again so that we can conclude on that one as well.
This was on March 19, 2019. This was page 12 of 17. The title is Thresholds. 8.18.
Yes.
The new Joshuang Ibo Town Ward Councillor reminded members of Section 18.3 of the Local Government Act, which explains the composition of the contract committee. However, he harped on the reluctance of the committee to bring contract issues to be discussed at the General Council. He proposed to members to consider putting up a threshold exceeding 200,000 for the CEO and for any amount beyond that to be tabled before the council. The council took reference to a payment of $300,000 he paid to Charles Dow Memorial School. A payment he adduced didn't come to the General Council for discussion. He concluded by painting a bleak picture of the Internal Audit Department, whom he said are not helping track these questionable payments and report to Council. The chairman clarified that GPPA as a regulatory body approves contracts that go beyond 500,000. Such contracts, he explained, pass through public tender. He said the reason why the interim management committee had thresholds of $100,000 was they were in-house as opposed to the new council, who only sits once a month, and if all contracts are to be brought to the council, there will be serious delay in implementation of projects.
Okay.
He also informed members, since the council vehicle tender, no other contract was awarded until last week. when the Serakunda Market detachable waiting shed and the Latkumba Low Road were approved by GPPA.
Very well. Was there a conclusion to these discussions?
So this is evidence that the councillors were not happy with the CEO's threshold of 500,000.
Some of the councillors.
Well, the councillor who objected,
yes,
was not happy with the CEO's threshold of 500,000.
Right.
So he was suggesting we bring down the CEO's threshold to 200,000.
Right.
I interjected in defense of the CEO to say, if the CEO is to bring every transaction below 500,000 to the council floor, it would be impossible for the council to operate.
Right.
Because we meet once a month. So I was defending that the CEO should continue that threshold of 500,000. The reason being, since I came to office between 2018 and 2023, there are 11,600 payments. So 11,600 payments cannot come to the General Council for approval. That's why it goes through the processes.
Is that not why the financial manual requires that there shall be thresholds, and the threshold should be from the CEO to the mayor or chairman or mayors, as the case may be, and next to the council, so that, like you said, which I agree with, that if you have a payment of $5,000, well, why take it to council?
Which of the financial manuals?
We have one financial manual. No,
KMC, I presented here as evidence 2017 KMC financial manual, which puts thresholds between 500,000 to $1 with the CEO and 500,000 above to the contracts committee.
Is the KMC financial manual par with the regulation, the financial manual regulation passed and gazetted into law, or is it a lesser regulation?
I think the financial manual of the 2013, I think you showed us, said that the council should determine their own thresholds.
Yes,
and the KMC did that with their financial manual, which we in KMC use.
Yes, that's exactly what I am saying. There is no law saying that the councils should have their own financial manual. But if you have your regulation and you have your rules of procedure, the law is, it has to be in conformity with the laws of the land. That is the Constitution, the Act, the regulations that are passed by the minister that come into force as law. It has to be in conformity with that. But in fact, that is not the issue I'm referring to. I'm saying that the manual supports your argument that there should be threshold, because some payments may be so minor, it doesn't have to go to council, because council sits every month at least once. So that will cripple the operations. That's why the financial manual says that council should come up with thresholds, with these 3 tiers.
Yeah,
do you understand?
Can I answer?
Yes, yes, please.
The financial manual you showed us, like I've said many times before, contravenes the Local Government Act, which gives the CEO the sole right of accounting. The second point is that financial manual says each council should design their own thresholds, where the mayor to a certain can give clearance, but it doesn't determine amounts. KMC's financial manual of 2017, given weight by the financial manual of, I think it's 2003, the one you showed us.
2009.
2009.
Should be 2009.
Created its thresholds, removing the mayor completely in conformity with the Local Government Act.
Did you say the financial manual contravenes the law?
Yes, because mayors, as far as Gambian law, should not be part of the day-to-day.
How do you know that it contravenes the law?
Because it's very clear that the CEO is the chief accounting officer. I mean, the functions of the mayor are there. We are politicians, and I've said before, our role is to be political leaders and to guide the region. Our role is not to run the council on a day-to-day basis. And I have shown you 11,600 vouchers and payments KMC has made between 2018 to 2022. All the vouchers you've presented to me, or request directly to the mayor's office, most of them, and these are mostly external requests. But if you go through all 11,600 vouchers, you will not see the mayor authorizing payments.
No, we have gone past that. I think the evidence speaks for itself, where it is clear as to what is an authorization. We have seen that we will not go back to that unless have new vouchers to show you. My point is in relation to when you said that the financial manual contravenes the law, and you said because it's very clear, you read it and you realize it contravenes the law?
I did.
You just told us in your earlier sittings that you cannot make decisions like that because that is a legal issue.
Based on my interpretation, I said I cannot make decisions on lawfulness or unlawfulness.
Yes.
And
Contravention
every law,
is that.
like KMC has proven, can be challenged at the Supreme Court. And we have won cases where it was put in law and one would think that is illegal.
Just this issue.
But it's
lawfulness and unlawfulness is about contravention. When you say this law contravenes this law, it means this law is unlawful because it's not in conformity with this law.
No. I believe lawfulness and unlawfulness, just like morality and ethics, is based on the interpretation of the individual.
So when a law contravenes another law, is that lawful or not?
In my interpretation, but a court of law, if we could say I am wrong, but in my interpretation, it contravenes.
It contravenes. So if it contravenes, that law now is unlawful because it contravenes a bigger law, correct? Your words
No,
now.
like I said, I don't want to go into legal debates with you, lead counsel. Like I've said, I've provided today 20 payments, evidence of 20 payments made by KMC, big payments, where the mayor is not part of that process. So if what you claim is that I am an authorizing officer, I would be in those 20 payments.
Mr. Bensouda, like I said, we are not going back to those. I think it has been clear, no matter what you say, we have seen the words pay, we have seen the words approved. We are not going back to that. I think it's very clear. Let me show you the memo from the Deputy Clerk to Council addressed to the Chief Executive Officer on the 15th of February 2018. Maybe this is the memo you were referring to in relation to the threshold of the passed by the interim committee, I believe. Is that the memo you were referring to?
No, I was referring to minutes from our May 28 meeting, not this memo.
No, you spoke about the interim committee. If
Yes,
I get
the
you.
interim committee left me an interim management report.
Yes.
Where they told me about these minutes, so we adopted the whole report.
Yes, but at least the memo I showed you, is that a memo that talks about the threshold that you were referring to?
Yes, from the Deputy Clerk to the Chief Executive Officer, copied the Chairman of the Interim Committee on 15 February 2018.
Yes, and it talks about the threshold, correct?
Yes.
Good. May I have it? Did God. This wasn't on. It wasn't on. You have it in evidence? We apply to tender General Council resolution. The date is 15th of February 2018. It's a member from the Deputy Clerk to Council addressed to the Chief Executive Officer in relation to the threshold to be admitted into evidence and marked as an exhibit.
If I can, is that a General Council resolution or an interim management decision?
It says, when I read it to have it admitted, I read the heading or the subject. It says, General Council resolution, but I stand to be corrected as well. But the subject would be, I believe, interim committee.
For purposes of clarifying, the subject is General Council resolution, and that's the subject. I believe it's from the General Council Stroke Interim Management Committee, which meeting was held on the 14th of February 2018. Is it clear?
Yeah, I was just doubtful because
Okay.
I don't think the interim can.
Yes,
call itself council.
actually the date on the memo is 15th February 2018, and the subject is General Council Resolution. It is from the Deputy Clerk of Council, addressed to the CEO, and then copied to the Chairman. Are you clear?
Yes,
It
yes.
is. All right. A memo dated the 15th of February 2018. The memo emanated from the Deputy Clerk to Council, and it is addressed to the CEO, and a copy was made to the Chairman. It has reference GCM/IMC/01/2018, and it has the subject General Council Resolution. It is signed by Usman Gay. This memo is admitted in evidence as an exhibit, and it is marked as LGC/KMC/TAB/007.
As the Commissioner, please.
Council, before we proceed, I want clarification on the a particular resolution that is read by Mayor Bensouda. He made reference to Section 18 of the Local Government Act.
Yes.
If you have Section 18, can you please read us Section 18?
Section 18 talks about declaration of assets.
Yes, and in the memo you read, reference was made to Section 18.
By the councillor. Yeah.
Sorry?
By the councillor.
Yes. So, would it be correct to say that the reference to that particular section was wrong?
Did the secretary leave the minutes here?
Can you please
Did you take
give
back
him the minutes?
Okay, Section 18, subsection 3.
Okay. Section 18, subsection 3.
It doesn't have a subsection.
No, it doesn't have a subsection.
Yeah, maybe he quoted the wrong law.
Yes. I believe the General Council quoted the wrong law.
This was a councillor.
Sorry?
It was a councillor.
It was a councillor.
Yeah.
All right. So I just wanted to confirm that, because I've checked the amendments of 2015. It's not contained therein.
Okay.
And what is contained in Section 18 is declaration of assets.
I think he meant in the Finance and Audit Act.
All right.
Because Section 18 in the Finance and Audit Act talks about the constitution of the
Just 1 minute. Let me
contracts
confirm
committee.
that. Yes, it's Section 18 of the Finance and Audit Act, not the Local Government Act. Council, you may proceed. Yes, sorry, before we proceed, I just want to find out whether the financial manual that was prepared by KMC, was this approved at the level of the ministry?
I will have to get the financial manual, but I believe it was in 2017 December.
Yes. No, what I want to find out, the question is, was this subject to approval? Because it's a manual that is deriving, I assume, its legitimacy from the provisions of the law, that is the Act, the Local Government Act, and the Finance and Audit Act. And if that is the case, when it is enacted, before it is enacted, it has to go through a process. Whether this was approved at the level of the ministry and gazetted to provide for legitimacy to be used by council.
It was instituted before we came into office in 2017 December.
Yes.
But from the what I could ascertain, it was submitted to the ministry. Now, as per the approval element, I was not there. I don't know.
Okay, please help us find out whether that the manual that you were relying on, not the manual that was gazetted and made reference to by both the Act and the Finance and Audit Act, to show us the legitimacy of you relying on that document.
Yes. So in the minutes that was given by the secretary,
yes,
of the Finance Committee,
yes,
it was one of the documents they were relying on. The Finance Committee.
Finance Committee
of KMC. Yeah.
Okay. So just to be very clear, during the course of the entire process that you're serving as chairperson, the Finance Committee is relying on the financial manual that was prepared by KMC,
yes,
and not the financial manual, which is 2009.
To be completely clear and honest, the financial manual you are referring to of 2009, during the commission proceedings, is the first time I heard about it.
All right. Okay, so the answer is KMC was entirely reliant on your own financial manual.
That's the one I was aware of.
All right. Council, you may proceed.
Yes, just from the investigation side, there is no approval as yet that we have seen from the ministry responsible, and the law, section 104 of the manual, page 7, is very clear. Said this before, that no new instruction, addition, or amendment to any existing provision in the manual shall have any force until passed by a resolution of the council members in consultation with the Secretary of State and issued as a circular or amendment slip, a copy of which shall be made available to every accounting officer of the local government authority, Auditor General, and the Department of State for Local Government and Land. So we, for any manual that is adopted by any local government, either council, that does not conform with this, will be unlawful. Yes, so we proceed may we proceed with the questioning, Chair? Now, if I may read the memo dated the 15th of February 2018, addressed to the Chief Executive Officer and copied to the Chairman. It reads, General Council Resolution. At the meeting of the General Council, that is the Interim Management Committee, held on the 14th of February 2018, and by the recommendations of all members, approval has been given for your threshold for expenditure to be reduced from 500,000 to 100,000, and any expenditure that exceeds the aforementioned figure must be forwarded to the Chairman of the Interim Management Committee for approval. That is the memo that is dated the 15th of February 2018 regarding threshold. Now, when you were when when you have a resolution or council agreement through the democratic process, which is voting, members that are to vote have voted, and there's a decision of council. What does it take if council wants to override that decision?
If council wants to override the decision?
Yes.
Usually we go and overturn the decision.
You?
We overturn the decision.
And how is it done? What is the process of overturning? Through a voting process. So now, if there are deliberations in council, and there is no decision to overturn a resolution that is passed, does the resolution still stand? If council passed a resolution and there is no subsequent resolution or decision that derived from a voting process, does the resolution still stand as binding?
Yes.
Good. And please kindly speak into the microphone. And do all councils review resolutions before it is signed by the clerk and the mayor?
No.
Why is that?
It's just practice.
Do they have copies of the resolutions once they are endorsed by the mayor and the clerk?
If they ask for it.
If they ask for it. So, but you don't make it a practice to give them copies of these resolutions?
No, even I miss some resolutions because the office is supposed to file it and we have mishaps sometimes.
Good. Now, in the event council has engaged itself in intensive deliberation on an issue and there is no voting and there is no decision made, final decision made, would it be correct to say the meeting minutes evidencing contributions from council cannot and should not be seen as a resolution in the absence of decision made, final decision made?
Sometimes we make decisions that are not crafted into resolutions, and that can be an administrative issue where the clerk's office does not draft it properly.
Right.
There are instances, that's why we review the minutes. Sometimes we realize we've made a resolution and the clerk has not drafted it into a resolution, or we've agreed, because when we have unanimous agreements, sometimes the pace at which General Council moves, when we say all in favor say aye, they say aye, for example, we've moved on to the next issue.
Right.
So sometimes it's missed. And sometimes we've had issues where there's a councillor who says, but this was agreed and I've not seen it.
So if the evidence did not in any way disclose what was agreed, put in voting, whether there was a unanimous decision or not, but the process is voting, then if you review the minutes, it should be corrected to say, well, we have had the decision that was taken, we have seen the minutes here, but the minutes do not reflect the decision that was made, correct?
Yes, sometimes but a lot of the time is missed.
It's missed.
Yeah.
If it is missed, then there is no resolution or there's no decision that is clearly outlined in the minutes, so therefore there is no evidence of decision made.
Well, the evidence is in practice.
In practice. Do we have anywhere in the Act that requires that decisions of council can be made through practice?
Well, the testimony, even my testimony,
right,
having chaired the council,
right,
having witnessed,
right,
and you can take any councillor and ask them,
right,
it is in practice that the mayor does not,
right,
and it was because of interjections of the councillors. Now, I want to make something also very clear. When I was elected into office, I wanted control. I wanted to be part of every process, just like my colleagues abroad. I wanted to be an executive. I had a lot of pushback from a lot of the councillors, a lot of the staff, and it's based on law. That is why we wrote that letter. My frustration, our frustration, not just me, all mayors. That's why we wrote the letter to the ministry, that we are elected into office, but we don't have control. We have our hands tied behind our backs. I would like to come in with my own directors. I would like to come in with my own deputy mayors. In other countries, deputy mayors are appointed. You can have up to 7. I want to have my own team, and I want to be in charge of the finances of the council. But the way our councils are set up, as per the Local Government Act, the mayor is not part of the executive. The mayor is part of the policy-making body, arm of the council. So if the mayor comes in and starts doing both issues, this is what will create a conflict of roles. I cannot be part of the administration. For example, you have seen our minutes, and you see how hot our general council comes to physical fights in KMC because of councillors' anguish over the way the administration is implementing. So I cannot be part of that body holding the administration to account and also the implementation. That's why I said the evidence I have submitted is sufficient, in my opinion, is sufficient. It might not be to you, but in my opinion, is sufficient. The judgment at the end of the day will be the commission's judgment. But in practice, the mayor of KMC in my office, if a CEO feels like, okay, I need the mayor's opinion on this matter, nothing stops them. They can even go to their relatives, to any councillor. I can give my opinion on the matter. If a CEO feels that they can implement without the mayor, it is completely within their authority. The checks and balances are made very clear. But I just want to put on record, I would have wished that I have full and total control of KMC, and I can stand anywhere and be held to account. But what I cannot do is to be held to account for issues I am not a part of, and genuinely not a part of. If letters come from external, they can come from the communities, they can come from WDCs, they can come from sports unions, you name it. I interface with the public. When they come and make a request, I can ask the CEO, it doesn't matter, I can say, okay, I approve this request, or I would like you to do this request, but look at the consistency in what has come to the mayor.
Yes, Mayor Bensouda, I believe that the letter has been admitted in evidence, and we have, during the course of the sittings of this commission, we have had issues, and we have appreciated challenges. We will get to that, but let us look at what has gone wrong and look at what the problems are. And when we look at what the problems are, then we will have solutions to those problems.
Thank you, Chair. And I am genuinely doing my best to answer fully and wholly.
I, as the chair of this commission, I appreciate the fact that you are answering the question to the best of your ability. So let's deal with the questions. And we have seen, and we have admitted documents from you, and we are reviewing these documents as you produce these documents to us. All right?
Madam Chair,
yes.
Yes, we will proceed. The witness has said so many things he is entitled to, yes. And to, of course, in his defense, he's entitled to it. Our position is contrary to what the witness has said. And so we will beg that you hear us so that we can proceed with the evidence. What we know is that the witness had control of finance. We have had this from all the CEOs that have testified in this commission. So what the witness is saying is totally contrary to oral evidence and documentary evidence. Number one, the oral evidence. Judge Acha admitted that every day they have to get clearance from the mayor for payments over $100,000. Salama Jai maintain the same, and they will come and they will testify. Senator Martins maintain the same, that clearance over 100,000 will be cleared by the mayor. And then we know that as well, the Director of Finance in the minutes of the SMTs we have read in this commission stated clearly that they are subjecting approvals to the mayor for payments over $100,000. That is also in evidence. Now, if we disregard that, and the mayor is saying they are not saying the truth, then we resort to the vouchers. These vouchers have evidence of the mayor signing checks, minuting on request, minuting on request to give approvals. The word approvals are used, the word endorsement is used, and the word pay is used. So now this is in evidence, and the mayor's evidence is also in evidence. So I will just suggest that we proceed, because no matter how much it is repeated, it would not change the evidence. So our case here is very clear, that and we have so many documents that we will, in the course of this testimony, we will produce to not only show that they are endorsement, they are in fact evidences that are very much clear as we have presented, to show that the control that the mayor wanted was actually in practice in KMC. So that is our case. And then he has said his own side of what his case is, and it's left for the commissioners to decide. We want to proceed with our evidence.
Madam Chair, if I may.
Yes. Yes.
If any CEO.
Yes, Mayor Bensouda, let us proceed with the questions. You will have time to address whatever you need to address, so that we will not go back and forth on this issue.
Yes.
I believe that the documents you have presented are very explicit.
Madam Chair.
And the explanations you have given for the occasions that you have appeared before this commission are also very explicit. All right? So please, Council, can you proceed?
Yes, thank you very much. Now, I asked the question earlier to the witness, the mayor, that when the law on page 25, the Local Government Act says, decisions of council shall be by simple majority of the elected members, and it goes on. Is there anywhere that had factored in this, practice?
Say it again.
Is there anywhere that the law factors in the practice that may be adopted by the General Council that is not the same with what is stated?
I don't catch you.
Okay, let me rephrase. Is there anywhere that the law permits that you adopt other practices that are not stated in the Act?
I'm still confused by your question.
Now, you had mentioned that arriving at a decision without having a resolution is also sometimes practice of council. Did you say that?
I said, sometimes we come to an agreement that is not necessarily put on resolution. And when you read the minutes, you will see that the council has agreed on this matter. When you search for the resolution, you will not find it. And that is a lapse at the office of the clerk.
Yes.
That's what I said.
That's why I asked that the minutes that you have shown us, that we have read here, did not show anywhere that council have arrived at a decision, which you have confirmed, that we do not see in writing that what was deliberated on had been put to rest by a decision.
That's why I'm submitting my evidence to say, as chairman of the council, it was discussed and it is in practice.
Okay.
The CEOs who come and say mayor approves 100,000 are not telling the truth. If a CEO comes and asks for my opinion, I will give it freely to the best of my ability. If a CEO transacts without my opinion, they are well within their rights. If they contravene laws, my role is to bring it to the attention of the General Council. That's why I said, if what they said was true, you come to the mayor to seek approval, it should be in writing, and I will say I approve this payment on a voucher, on the right document. Now, the request,
no, this is not,
like I've said, please don't interrupt me. Let me submit my evidence.
The subject, Madam Chairperson, the question is not in relation to thresholds and approvals. The witness, what the witness is answering has nothing to do with my question. And I want to get to my question. Yes.
So, can you rephrase your question so that he can understand?
Very well.
Because he has asked you 3 times that he did not understand.
Yes.
So please rephrase your question.
When the witness made reference to practice in relation to decision making in council, that's what I'm referring to. Let me read it again. Meetings and proceedings, section 28, sub 1 and 2. 2 stated that decisions of a council of the Local Government Act, the decisions of a council shall be by simple majority. Shall is the operative word, is mandatory. There is no discretion here. So that by simple majority of the elected members present and voting, and in the event of an equality of votes, the chairperson or mayor or mayoress shall have a casting vote. Now, the witness said that, well, some decisions are made and decisions arrived at, and then there is no resolution passed. So, and then that is practice. Now, I am asking, if that is practice, do they have the discretion to make decisions based on practice without making it in accordance with Section 28, subsection 2? It's a very simple question.
Mayor, do you understand the question now?
And I have answered the question, Madam Chair. Yes. My answer will be the same. I can repeat it again.
Yes, please repeat your answer.
What I said was, councillors sometimes and the mayor come to a decision at the General Council, which is not crafted in the format of a resolution. This can be a lapse at the office of the clerk, but it happens. Like I said, to understand the General Council, you have to sit there and you have to see what happens. The agendas are numerous, the discussions are several. Sometimes for the sake of time, we rush through these decisions in the form of motions. Now, whether the clerk extracts that motion or does not extract that motion, that can be a lapse. I'm just saying in terms of the practical application. So basically what I was trying to derive at was, yes, there can be decisions that are made, but not crafted in the format of a resolution. That's what I was coming at. So sometimes a matter might seem so trivial in the General Council that we don't think about a vote. I'm just giving an example. I'm not saying it applies in this case, where we say, okay, let's agree and do this. But that is not necessarily crafted into a format of a vote. That's all I was trying to explain.
We can proceed. Now, was there any period, Mr. Witness, that the council decided that the CEO should be answerable to you in relation to contracts or agreements or payments that you have to review them?
Say it again.
Is there any time that the council agreed that you will have to review or approve payments or contracts?
I believe when we came in.
When you came in. Okay. Where do you have, is it the resolution or minutes of meeting?
I don't understand.
Is that passed through a resolution?
The council adopted the interim management's report,
right,
which recommended that the chairman of the council continue to look at payments above 100,000.
No, not the 100. Is there anywhere that the council gave you powers to be reviewing contracts that the council itself, through the CEO, is engaging in at any point in time? Let's say, for
Contracts
instance,
like
the MOUs or contract itself?
I believe so, to review MOUs.
Yes, and to give you approvals?
It depends. If the MOU, for example, is with an external body, yes, I have to give approval.
Payments? To give approvals for payments?
Contracts payments?
Payments, yes, payment itself. Any kind of payment?
I don't think so, no.
You don't think so? Now, let's discuss the issue of the market exercise. We will come back to this. Now, the market exercise which we discussed before before the break is where there was a payment through the mayor's office honorarium of $260,000 in 2018. Now, if we have the 2018 budget, can we please show the witness so that he can guide us through the budget approvals for honorariums? Are you familiar with the budget?
I cannot recall 2018 budget. It was created by the interim. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yes, please guide us through honorarium.
What page?
I would not know. This
Pardon?
came, I said I did not know honestly. This is the KMC budget ID. The reason why I'm asking this question is because $260,000 from the mayor's office was classified as honorarium. Another $10,000 that was paid to you. This was the budget head. So I want to know.
Another 3 what?
$10,000 is paid to you. It's all in relation to the.
Yes, I mean, this is your document. Can you guide me through where I should look at?
No, that's KMC budget.
Because it's not, this document was created by the interim management committee, not our council. We came mid-year.
But did you, please proceed.
We never sat on this document.
Chair, please proceed.
Which budget is this?
2018.
2018.
Yes. Payments were made through
Yes.
2018.
The 2018, did the council not have the opportunity to sit and look at what was provided for in the 2018 budget?
I don't think so, no.
You never sat as a council?
No, you look at all our minutes. I think the finance committee, not the council.
Not the
It
council.
was created, our first budget is 2019.
2019. And how did you now appreciate the spending that occurred in 2018, if you don't have an idea of what the 2018 budget has provided for?
So we started office May 28. I cannot even say started. We were sworn in on May 28.
Yes.
From there, we proceeded directly to our first general council meeting. I think that was the election of the deputy mayor as the first council business. And then we adopted the recommendations of the interim management committee. The next step was how do we set up our council structures. So we started setting up our committees. I believe the first committees we set up was the...
Yes, before we proceed on to what you want to say,
Yes.
were you at any point in time briefed on council's finances pursuant to the 2018 budget so that you could be guided in expending what was provided for in that budget?
So my initial task was in terms of to set up the structures, the governance structures.
Yes.
So I was not dealing with the budget per se. Where I was dealing with mostly was the revenue side and cost cutting.
Okay.
The council's target was 125 million, if I recall.
Mm-hmm.
And I was pushing that we get more than that, 140 million, I think. But the committee that was looking at the budget, and I believe they discussed it in their first meeting, was the finance committee. Mm-hmm. So this is the...
Do we have minutes of those meetings to see whether
the CEO was
and the finance director.
The interim moved the director of administration, Salam Anjay, to become the acting CEO. She became the acting. But what I'm saying, the committee of the finance committee was set up 28 June. So in the minutes here that I believe you have, no, sorry, you don't have, on 28 June, no, sorry, on May, the first meeting, it's not this one, the first meeting, the finance committee was set up.
Yes, you said the first meeting was
Sorry,
May 28.
I think then I have to check the minutes. It's either the second meeting or the first meeting. The finance committee.
Please help us find the minutes.
Yes. The establishment were set up. So they were charged to look at these things.
Okay. Council, you may proceed.
Yes, before I proceed, just to say that when the council took over, the members, when they were elected, they were bound by the budget for 2018. Whether they were bound by the budget for 2018, so it's not relevant whether they are familiar with it or not. They should be familiar with it. The expenditure that was made in 2018 must be in conformity with the budget, whether the members took part in the budget preparation or not. The budget remained to be legal, and therefore every expenditure must be in conformity with the budget when they took over in 2018. So the payments that are taken from the mayor's office for 2018, the 260,000 plus 10,000, which makes it 270,000, must be in line with the budget for the time being. That's the issue.
Can I correct?
No, please, you don't correct me. You just make your statement.
Can we see, can I, Mr. Registrar, can I see the budget?
Madam Chair, can I comment on the practical application of budgets?
Just a minute. Let me just. I want to understand. Council? Yes. I want to understand your. Were you handed over this budget when you came in 2018?
I cannot recall. Maybe, I don't know. At some point.
All right. Council,
Can I proceed?
Yes.
Was this expenditure in line with the budget for 2018?
Well, I will make my comment because you made a very long statement about the budget.
All right, you can.
The practical application of budgets, whether be it companies or government, it is quite normal for you to overshoot budget lines. It happens every day. The responsibility of the finance committee is to sit on those overshot budget lines and request for virement. And then you can request for adjustments. It is quite normal. There's nothing illegal about it. There's nothing that is totally wrong about it. It's just a management issue. Now, if budget lines are overshot, it is quite normal, and it happens on a day-to-day basis. They sit and they say, look, we have overshot this budget line, and the year is coming to an end. We need to request for virement and adjustment. So that's why I said I wanted to correct the council on that.
That is well noted. But I'm a bit curious about the fact that you are talking about virement, and for you to appreciate virement, you must have realized whether this is contained in your budget line or not. Am I correct?
Yes, I'm not saying we vied. I'm saying there was a general statement
yes,
made.
I understand, those things, but for you to have that administrative leeway for the finance person to be able to overshoot a particular budget, it has to be in the budget line. You understand? Whether the money, whether what was allocated in that budget line is sufficient or not is another kettle of fish altogether. Yeah. Because general practice, you can budget for this, and your expenditure exceeds what is budgeted for, and you can via. So what I am curious about is that take a look at this budget and tell us whether there is any budget line in the Office of the Mayor, subhead 101, details of the relevant budget items, whether the issue of honorarium was captured as a budget line.
Based on this budget, no. No.
Council, you may proceed.
A bit lost, but let me, I'm driving at something. The issue is when the payments that are classified, let me just give it to the witness. I think we do it one step at a time so that it is, the evidence reflects the answer that is given by the witness. Those were payments made to councillors and you, the mayor, at the time, correct?
Yes.
Good. Now, how much was paid to the councillors?
On 9th of August, 260,000 was paid to councillors and 10,000 to the mayor.
Good. Now, what is the budget head?
It says Mayor's Office Honorarium.
Is there a budget for Mayor's Office Honorarium in this year, 2018?
Based on the document you've presented me, no? but
No.
the CEO is best to ask.
No. Mr. Bensouda, please just answer my question. Who I ask my questions, you don't tell me. If I choose to ask the question to the CEO, I will do that. So please kindly cooperate with the Commission and just answer the questions.
I'm fully cooperating with the Commission. And
May I please have the documents, please? So if this is not budgeted for, why pay this amount?
That's why I said the CEO is best to ask, and you said I should not tell you who to ask. Because the CEO is the Chief Accounting Officer who prepared those documents and is responsible for the budget.
Is Council supervising the CEO? Is it Council responsibility to supervise the CEO?
We just came into office, like I said, we were settling down. I did not even know.
That is not the question, Madam Chair. Can the witness answer the question? Is Council's role to supervise the CEO? It's a very simple question.
The Council's role to exercise oversight of the CEO through its Council committees.
That again is not my question. Is it the role of Council to supervise the Chief Executive Officer of Council?
The Council, through its standing committee, supervise the CEO.
Can the witness answer the question? I did not ask through who. The Council can do that. The question is whether the Council supervises the CEO. If the answer is yes, I may ask through who or how is it done. So now the question is, does Council supervise the CEO? Madam Chair, can the witness answer this question?
Mayor Bensouda, can you answer the question?
Madam Chair, I will answer for a third time. The Council, through its standing committees, supervises the CEO.
So if the Council supervises the CEO, then it is the Council's responsibility to make sure payments are made in line with the budget, correct?
It's the CEO's responsibility and the Council to exercise oversight on the CEO.
Is it the Council's responsibility to make sure the payments that are authorized by the CEO are in line with the budget?
The standing committees of Council.
That is not the question. You can't evade. You hear me out, Madam Chairperson. The witness cannot evade. The witness must answer and has to answer. And then I had said this several times that I will repeat my question several times if the witness is not answering. The rules of the Commission and the rules of the land are very clear on witnesses that do not want to cooperate. Mr. Bensouda does not want to cooperate. And the question is not ambiguous. There is no ambiguity in this question. And so therefore I ask the Commission that the Chairperson tell the witness to answer the question as it is asked.
Madam Chairperson, I am answering the question according to Commission rules, to the best of my ability, to the full force of my knowledge, and I think the lead counsel should stop threatening and intimidating me. He said it 3 times now. I cannot be intimidated. I have sought legal advice. There's nothing wrong with my answers, and I cannot be forced to say answers the way you want it. I am answering to the best of my knowledge, in the best of my capability. I think this is not a criminal proceeding, it's a fact-finding mission, and I'm giving the facts. The way the council works, we work through arms and bodies, competent arms and bodies. I have said, the Finance Committee is the competent authority to look at these matters. We have, at the time, Abake Williams, an ACCA holder. We have Nelly Taylor, a financial expert. These are very highly qualified Gambians I brought to the council free of charge, very cheap, to make sure, because we are politicians, most of our politicians have never seen a financial statement. They don't know what a budget is. These are grassroots people. So that's why the committee has to settle down, and in one of the minutes that the secretary provided, they asked the CEO, can you provide us with the financial manual of council, the Local Government Act, the Finance and Audit Act, and all the relevant documents so we can have the knowledge to guide the council. And this was sometime in August. So like I told the lead council, we sat as a council, but we did not have the structures. And I as mayor was trying to get the competent structures on board. This happened in 2 months from election.
After all that, please make a ruling that the witness answers the question.
Mayor Bensouda, I appreciate your explanation, and we appreciate the questions that have been put to you and the answers you are giving. You have clearly stated that the answers you have given, you are giving them to the best of your ability. But you do agree that questions are asked to elicit your understanding, and these are based on law and regulation and policy, as you said, right? So please answer the questions when asked to, when put to you, okay? Council, you may proceed.
The question I asked the witness is that should council supervise the CEO in the exercise of the CEO's functions?
My answer to Mr. Council is that the council, through its committees, supervise the activities of the CEO.
Did the council supervise these payments that were made to the councillors themselves that the CEO authorized?
The Finance Committee chairperson requested for these payments, so that is their role and responsibility. Whether they did it or not, I don't know.
Well, are you in a position as the head of council to know whether payments are authorized duly and properly?
Say it again.
Are you in the position as the head of council to know whether payments are authorized duly in accordance with law?
Through my committees, yes.
Did you know whether this payment was made in line with the budget?
It came from the CEO and the Finance Committee chair, so I had no reason to double guess.
The question is whether you have a reason. Whether you knew at the time that the payment that was made was not in line with the budget?
I have answered that the Finance Committee chair and the CEO produced this document, so I had no reason to double guess it, because both the oversight body and the implementer approved.
Did you know at the time that this payment was not in line with the budget, Mr. Bensouda?
No.
Good. So you do it like this. You go ahead. Now, please read the Local Government Finance and Audit Act, 2004, Section 13, Sub 2.
My issue is 2009, just in case.
May I please see the law you are referring to?
It's 2009, incorporating 2004 and the amendments.
Mr. Bensouda, you know, I told you the last time, I'm impressed that you're almost a lawyer. There is no Local Government Finance and Audit Act 2009, to the best of my recollection. And I stand to be corrected, but we have made the findings. It is 2004. But if there is a 2009, we want to see the Gazette as well. We will be happy to work with the 2009 Act. But what we know and what we see and what we have is the Local Government Finance and Audit Act 2004. So if you have evidence of an act in 2009 that is gazetted, we will be happy to work with it and then update our records.
Like I said, it's the 2004 Local Finance Audit Act with the amendments from 2004 to 2009 inputted. So that's why it is an issue. It says issue 2009. I didn't say there's a 2004.
No, you keep on saying 2009 Act. So it will suggest that the 2004 Act is no longer in force. And so therefore, we would not be in any way reject that position if that is the law. We are happy to learn new things and we move on. But as it stands, there is no act as far as we are concerned, and we have found out that the 2004 Act is what is operational. But should you have the Gazette for 2009, we are happy that you produce it. In the interim, we will proceed with the 2004 Act.
I'm not saying there's a 2009 Act. I said my issue is 2009.
Okay.
With the amendments.
Okay. Can you hold the 2004 Act? That is what is binding for now, Honorable Chairperson, unless we see a 2009 Act that is passed and gazetted.
I will refer to both. This is what, Section 12?
Please refer to the law I have given you, Mr. Bensouda.
I can refer to the laws there for everybody. I think I said I will check both.
Can the witness read the law I have given him?
Mayor Bensouda, can we just let us be mindful that we are being watched. We are being watched for our responsibility. So please let's refer to the section that the lead counsel is asking you to refer, and let's just cut the too much grammar.
So it says the same thing. That's why I said I just wanted to verify. The section says the same thing on both documents.
Yes.
It's section 12.
I have noted the fact that it's a compilation of the amendments that you have put together.
Yes.
You understand? And you know, it is your document, right?
No, it's not my document. I got it from the council.
You got it from the council.
Yeah.
Yes, but it is just a compilation. It is not the 2004 that is reviewed in 2009, because the compilations have different dates. Yeah. So that is why when you use 2009, we will have challenge in your evidence. And what council is trying to put across to you is to help you understand that if you say 2009, it will presume that there was a revised amendment in 2009, right? So that the evidence will not be in line with what you are saying, even though we understand ourselves. Yeah. You understand what you are saying, we know what you are saying, but then the ordinary person listening to us would not be able to appreciate it, because when you take these documents, the person will be looking for 2009 and will not see 2009. And in that 2009, there are other legislations, because you have other provisions that are amended, not in 2009, but after that or beyond that, before that. So when we refer to the Finance and Audit Act, let's refer to it as the 2004 to be very clear, so that our evidence will be consistent. And when we want to refer to the amendments, we will state so that we know that we are referring to the amendments of the Finance and Audit Act. All right?
I agree with you. It's just that, last time
yes.
He asked me to read a section.
Yes.
And the section mentioned the Secretary of State.
Yes.
And I think everybody knows.
We took note. We took note, because there are certain specific provisions that, yes. So because of the time change, we understand. But it's still valid. You agree that?
I just wanted to verify.
Yes, okay.
Yes. It says the same thing. I don't think there's a big issue.
Thank you. So let's refer to the 2004, and where we need to refer to any amendments thereto, we refer to the amendments.
Thank you.
Council, you may proceed.
Yes, please proceed.
Which section did you ask for?
Section 13, 14.
Section 13 and 14. So section 13 and 14 says, no appreciation of funds by a council shall be made out of...
It is appropriation.
No appropriation.
Yes.
Of funds by a council shall be made out of the funds of the council unless it is approved in a budget. No money shall be withdrawn from the general fund or any other accounts of the council unless the council has approved the withdrawal.
Okay.
And then the chief executive officer and director of finance of council shall be the signatories to all accounts of a council.
That's okay.
And in absence of them, the director of administration.
That's okay. Now, it's very clear going by that section 13 that monies to be paid for, from the council coffers must be in line with the budget. Correct?
Yeah.
So that when the CEO authorizes a payment, it should be in line with the budget. Correct?
Yes.
Good. And so if it is not in line with the budget, it contravenes that section.
Yes, the CEO.
Good. And so in this payment, the CEO authorized payment because council passed a resolution. Correct?
Yes.
Good. And so if council is to pass a resolution for payment, it also should be in line with the budget.
And that's why the CEO should guide the council or the committee.
That is not the question. If council should authorize a payment, it should be budgeted for. Is that a fact?
Yes, but in practice, like I said, that's why there's course correction environments.
See, Mr. Bensouda, you cannot hide from what is obvious. And everything I ask you is never a rumor. I do not sit here to ask you about anything that is being said that we don't have evidence of. So what I ask you is your role and council's role and the CEO's role. There is a resolution that is passed which says that money is to be paid to the councillors. And so it is clear to everybody that the council has the duty to make sure payments that are made are in line with budgetary approvals. So if you deny the obvious, that's okay with me. But what you will do to the commission is just answer questions. Whether you don't agree when it is obvious or not, that's okay. But the questions are very clear and they are in line with the documentations emanating from KMC. So please do us a favor and yourself a favor and answer the questions I am asking. Now, the General Council resolution of the 2nd of August 2018 is what, and I will give it to you, is what was passed to demand that payment be made. Please look at that resolution.
Yes.
Good. Now, can you kindly read to us the resolution, including the dates?
This is a resolution, but this has nothing to do with the market exercise.
May I please have the resolution? And I will guide you accordingly. If we are reading from the wrong resolution, we can always get the right one.
This is about Idul Hatta, but has nothing to do with market exercise.
If you turn to the next page of the resolution, it tells you $400,000 is be paid per day, be calculated and paid for the duration of the exercise as honorarium to members. Did you see that part?
Okay, I did not know it's the second.
Okay, all right.
Is it 400,000 or 4,000?
$400 dollars per day. Yes, the witness did not see the second page. You may just want to start from the first page, which continues to continue to the second page.
Okay. Whereas the status of the council financial situation was earlier discussed at the General Council meeting of 31st May 2018, and whereas members expressed their concern that the state of revenue generation and maximization for council, and whereas members, in order to comprehend and study the gaps existing in current system revenue collection, whereas members began the exercise on 2nd July 2018 and completed it in 25th July 2018, resolved that $400 per day be calculated and paid for the duration of the exercise as honorarium to members, adopted this day of 2nd day of August 2018 at the chambers of the Kanifing Municipal Council, signed Usman Gay, Clerk of Council, and signed Deputy Mayor Musa Bah.
Thank you. So the payment that was made to the councillors and you, the mayor, yes, was as a result of a resolution passed by the general body, correct?
Yes.
Good. So do you agree with me that the general body, for it to authorize payment, must be sure that it's in line with the budget?
Not the general body, no. The finance committee is charged with that responsibility. And if I can come in, Madam Chair, I am not hiding anything. This meeting, I was not even there. It depends on the discretion of the chairman or the members there to ask. They can say, but CEO, what do we have in this budget? Or CEO, is this, or should the finance committee take care of this matter? When I chair meetings, as my experience grows, and I was not in this meeting, I would tell them, charge it to the finance committee to do the needful. So in this first resolution, you would even say, and I thought you would want me to read that. The first resolution they made was Resolution 1. Members resolve that 1/6 salaries be paid to staff, before the 12th of August 2018 to properly prepare them for the upcoming Eid al-Adha. Okay, so there are two-part resolutions. The CEO should ensure that before even accepting, that's why they're in the council, that on both matters, that there's sufficient budget lines. If the CEO fails, the finance committee chair should come in. If the mayor has the discretion, they can say, can this matter be first discussed at the finance committee to make sure there's availability of funds, or it abides by the finance committee. Now, if this issue is already discussed at the council, the chairperson...
Let me find out as a point of clarification, so that just I will get your evidence, right?
Yeah.
The clarification, is it sought from the finance committee, or is it sought from the CEO to confirm to council that it is provided for in the requisite budget line, and therefore payments should go ahead?
The council asks the chairman of the finance committee, usually.
Yes.
That's what the councillors do,
Yes.
because the councillors address their fellow chairmen. They can also ask it to the CEO, but we trust the committees more than the CEO, because we are holding the CEO to account.
But the finance committee, the CEO, I believe, is the chair of the finance committee.
No. The CEO is the chair of the contracts committee.
Who is the chair of the finance committee?
In this case, is a councillor, Karamo Sise, Talib South.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yes.
Thank you.
So because we are exercising oversight on the CEO, sometimes there's a lack of trust. So that's why we charge the committees to go and do that digging. But if the committee chairperson himself is the one who raised this memo and the CEO endorsed, I mean, true, if it's not in the budget, it's a lapse on their side. But by right, this CEO should have said, no, this is not budgeted for, go back and get vehement and get approval. The chairman should have said, oh, there's no budget line, the committee, so we should not even bring this matter to the General Council. So if there's all those lapses along the way, the internal audit is the last to say, oh, this voucher has come to my office. There's no budget line. You understand? But like I said, there are many checks and balances of council from internal to external that should have caught these things.
Madam Chairperson, we will not be deflected. The answers that are given are in any way not in line with my questions, and again, I will have no choice but to go back to my questions. Mr. Bensouda knows that I will ask my questions. That the council, as a general body, do they have a duty to make sure payments are made in line with the budget, is the question first.
My answer will not change. Through its committees, yes.
Good. Now, if this payment that was made, did the council, either by itself or through its committees, know and find out whether the payments were made in line with the budget?
It's not for the role of the council to find out.
That is not the question.
It's for the internal audit to pick
Mr.
it.
Bensouda, answer the question. Did the council, through its committee responsible, did they find out whether this particular request, that the payment is in line with the budget?
Madam Chair, I will answer, and this is my answer. It will not change. The council cannot find out. It is the chairman, it's the committee that should find out. If the committee doesn't do its job, it's the internal audit director to do his job. If the internal audit director doesn't do its job, is the external audit to do the job. Council sits on several matters that are brought to its attention. Council cannot go around auditing council. Councillors are elected, they are politicians, they sit in a body where matters are brought to them by committees.
Madam Chairperson, may I encourage I am not addressing you. Madam Chairperson, may I encourage may I state that the witness, all the commission has to do is to tell the witness to answer the question, and we proceed to the next question. The witness cannot hold the commission to ransom. If my questions are ambiguous, the witness can say, I don't understand the question. Where my questions are very clear, it has to be answered.
Can I say that, rephrase the question so that he can appreciate what you are trying to ask?
Did the committee, either the Finance or Accounts Committee, verify whether the payment is in line with the budget?
I don't know that.
You don't know. Is council, did the committee report to council at any point as to whether the payment that is being authorized through a resolution is in line with the budget?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay. Do you need time to find out?
I don't need time to find out.
So you do not know?
No, because the committee itself raised the payment. So they rose the payment.
If we will proceed.
Mr. Bensouda, I believe that you may want to reconsider the statement you have made. You answered the question, the first part of the question, and I do believe sincerely that you want to reconsider the statement you have made.
Which statement, sorry, madam?
You said you are not going to find out.
No, I said I don't need to find out because I know that the committee, the finance committee, if I raise this payment and say, I want this to happen, I think it's common knowledge that that same person who raised the payment...
Can you listen to me? I am saying, I want you to consider that statement. I want you to think about the statement and consider the statement.
Madam Chair, I did not say I am not going to find out. I am answering the lead counsel.
So do you want to find out what has happened so that you can report back to the commission?
I have answered that the committee raised the payment.
Yes.
The committee
Recall that you were not part, you were not there.
I'm not in the council meeting.
So
the memo,
now, listen. Now, do you want us to give you time to find out what has transpired with respect to this issue?
Madam Chair, with respect, what I'm saying is I don't need time because the evidence or the documents the lead counsel has provided is self-explanatory.
All right, thank you. So, counsel, no problem. That's fine. Counsel, you may proceed.
Thank you very much. Now, if the payments are not in line with budgetary allocations or approval, they would not be correct. Correct?
Say it again.
If council embarks on a payment or approve a payment that is not budgeted for, that would not be correct.
No, it will not be correct.
Good. And so the other thing is when we have, you have the other voucher there?
Which voucher?
The one that has the $260,000.
Yes, it's here.
Good. Now we have councillors that have stated that they did not participate in this exercise. One, we have Majidi Toure, who clearly stated, even in the statement, the last 3 lines, I have not participated in any market exercise and also have not been aware of the market exercise carried out by the councillors. The same goes to Peter Mendy. The same goes to Suleiman Jammeh. The same goes to Baba Jabi. The same goes to Binta Jane Jalo. Now, all of these councillors, there are others who clearly stated that they did not take part in these market exercises. And monies were paid. Would that be correct?
If they took the money, they should return the money to the council.
Good. Now, how much were you paid?
10,000.
For how many days?
I believe I participated in the exercise.
That is not the question, Mr. Bensouda. For how
I did
many
not monitor the days I participated in the exercise.
No, you said it the last time. You said you took part on the first day.
Say it again.
You took part on the first day.
I said I participated in the exercise in the entirety. My role was to look at governance structures in the market and maintenance issues. You asked me how many days. I said I cannot recall that. This is 8 years ago.
Okay. Now, if you read the resolution, you will see the number of days. It's supposed to be 24 days.
Then I participated all 24
In all these 24 days. Yes. Why is your evidence of participation?
It's not my role to gather evidence. It is the role of the administration.
Now, when you make, when the payments are made and you receive the payments, it is not your responsibility to provide evidence of participation, but it is your responsibility to collect the money?
No, it's not my responsibility. I receive payments. I've been on 3 mayoral tours. I did not take any payment.
Let's forget about that. Let's forget about that. That is not the question. You see, it is an issue that we're discussing. When we are discussing the market exercise, and you want to drag us to something that is not relevant for this discussion, that is not proper. If it is a deliberate act to deflect, it would not work. And I can guarantee you that. And we can be here. But the question, I will ask it again, Mr. Bensouda. So again, please do us a favor to just answer the questions that are asked and not deflect in relation to your answers.
I am answering the question. I am not deflecting.
Thank you.
I participated, and I participate in tons of council exercises where I don't ask for money.
Right.
In this exercise, you can see I did not even receive the payment. It was a payment raised by the finance committee chair. When the check was being generated, he gave it to my councillor who deposited it in, my protocol who deposited in my account.
And
what I am saying is, it is known all over KMC, I have zero interest in these exercises or even being paid. That's why I did not even sign my name on the express voucher or the express list. Because I was not, let me land lead council.
Yes, go ahead.
I am not interested in taking $10,000 to do what I believe I should do anyway. So that's why I said I was not at the meeting, 1. 2, I did not sign because I was not interested. I would do it for free any day, and I have done it several times without any compensation. But like I said, I have participated in this exercise fully and wholly. If any councillor claims and says they were not aware, then we should check the attendance list of that general council where they discussed it. Secondly, why would they take money and then not enact in the activity? They should return those monies.
Thank you very much. We have had all that. I hope it will not be repeated. Let me ask again. Did you receive the money that was paid to you?
Not personally, no. It was deposited in my account.
So when you have money into your account, that is not you receiving the money? It's your account.
It depends on the definition of receive. I did not receive the money. It was deposited into my account.
Now, do you know at the time money was deposited into your account?
When the councillor responsible for the exercise, Councillor Karamo, came, I remember very clearly, he said he had raised this payment. I told him he did not have to. But it was not an issue because I have participated in the exercise.
Did you return the money?
No.
Why?
Because I participated in the exercise.
Good. So you needed the money. Now let's proceed.
Madam Chair, I believe lead counsel is making derogatory statements towards my person. To say that I need the money, I think is unnecessary. He can just ask his questions.
Mr. Bensouda, this exercise that was paid to all the councillors we have, it was supposed to be for 24 days. We are now know, we don't have evidence of it in the budget. And we also know that 25 days was paid as opposed to the 24. Now, the list of the attendees, please look at the list of the attendees.
Is attached to the voucher?
Yeah, should be.
Yes.
Is your name there?
No, my name is not here.
Will it be correct to say that there is no evidence of you participating in this exercise, especially the 24 days?
Like I said, I did not sign because I was not interested in getting compensation.
So we don't have evidence of you attending this exercise?
My testimony is evidence.
Good. Mr. Karamo said that the participants were put into groups. Was that correct?
If that's Karamo's statement, then I guess it's correct.
Okay. What is your statement since you took part in these 24 days?
I did not go with any groups.
Who did you go with?
I went with my team.
Who was in your...
I have a driver, I have a protocol. The market manager will meet me at several markets.
No, this is for the members. Remember, the resolution said it is for the members. Now, who was in your team in this, in the list of members?
I answered that. I said I did not participate in any teams. I am the Lord Mayor of the Carnegie municipality. I do not go about with councillors. I move with my own office staff.
Okay. So where is your report of your activity?
I did not generate any reports. The reports that were generated were discussed at several general councils, where we discussed the lack of governance structure in different markets. This is why we constituted committees, maintenance issues, etc. It's for the knowledge of my office to tell the directors.
So you did not have evidence of taking part in 24 days. You were not in any group even though the councillor responsible said everybody was put into a group. Now, you went on your own with your own team that do not involve any member of council, correct? That's what you said.
The councillors work in teams. They are well aware the Lord Mayor's office is above their office, and I operate with my own office.
That's okay. That's okay. And then now, in addition to that, you don't even generate a report for your findings.
This was 2 months into office. We were settling down. We were just wanting to know information around our markets because this is the most sensitive area in the municipality.
So in the 24 days, where and where did you go to? What was your activity?
I went every market in the municipality. We have 19 markets.
Right.
A lot of them were dilapidated.
Right.
A lot of them had no governance structures.
Right.
My role was to ensure that development came to those markets. And this is why, like I said before, we built the road at Lakumbalo Road.
Right.
We generated the shed at Serakunda Market. We put in CCTV and rehabilitated the entire market.
Did you report that, now you don't have a written report, did you report that back to council when you came from your 24 days of the tour in the markets? Did you report what your findings were?
General councils, I informed them of problems I saw in different markets.
No,
that's why, like I said,
let's be specific in relation to this exercise. When you finished this exercise after 24 days, did you report to council verbally with respect to your findings, even though you don't have a written report? Do you have that?
Informally.
Informally. How was it done informally? How can you report to council informally?
We discuss on many things informally.
Do we have the minutes of meeting reflecting your discussions about your exercise?
What I'm telling you is...
Do you have minutes of meetings?
I don't have minutes of those minutes.
You don't have it?
All I have is the activities we have carried out because of my feedback.
That's okay.
One of them I submitted today.
That's okay. Now the resolution, just the last part in the resolution.
Yeah.
Now, the councillors, let me please have it and then refer you to this. Why is it 10,000? Watch it. Now, just hold this voucher, please. The one that was paid to you, $10,000. Who raised that voucher?
I don't know. It says.
Sorry, I mean the request.
The finance committee chair.
The name, please.
It doesn't say a name. Oh, at the bottom, Karamo Sise.
Can you please read what is stated there?
The chairman of the finance committee, writing to the acting chief executive officer, dated 17th August 2018, Subject claim for honorarium. Madam, I write to request an honorarium of 10,000 to the Lord Mayor who was present at the 25 days market exercise but couldn't be paid due to the fact his name was omitted and therefore could not be paid his honorarium. Counting on your usual cooperation and approval.
Please proceed.
Can I complete? To be approved by the CEO, it goes to accounts Director of Finance, facilitate process accounts, please process from CEO.
Good. Now, that request, is it supported by any supporting document? Let's say evidence of attendance list?
Sometimes because I have come here, Madam Chair, and sometimes there's no supporting, but when I go back to the office, I ask them and they say it was there, so they don't know why it was removed. I'm just saying that for the notice of the commission, but this one does not have supporting documents.
The evidence is it doesn't have a supporting document. May I please have it? Now, the last question I have for you for today is in relation to the grants that were received by KMC.
Yes.
Now, when you come back tomorrow, we'll finish this. The grants that you have received, that KMC received, we have a 10,160 euros that was paid into the accounts of council by the UK High Commission in the Gambia. Do you have the project proposal for this?
Is this the cold storage at Serakunda Market?
Yes, yes.
It should be with the administration.
Okay. Also, there is another 92,000.
Council, are you requesting for the witness to provide you with a copy?
I will after the end of the questioning. Thank you. Now, there is an amount of 92,262.6 euros that was paid by the European Union for building climate resilience through sustainable biodegradable waste management in Kanifing municipality, the Gambia. Now, the note you submitted stated certain amount of the funds were paid into council account as co-implementer. We want to know how much was paid and also to have the project proposal. Yes.
I don't know whether I can provide the project proposals. The administration has all the project proposals. I will ask, but I would also like to see the list you're reading.
Yeah, it's the list that you presented to the council.
Can I have a copy so I can follow you?
Can we please give the witness a copy? A copy here.
Okay, we can move.
Let's just confirm what I have read earlier. I read 10,160 euros paid to council by the UK Commission, UK High Commission in the Gambia. Have you seen that?
For solar powered cold storage.
Right.
Yeah.
The second is $92,262.06 euros.
The second is what?
The second is number 5.
Number 5, yeah.
It says certain amount of funds were paid into the council account as co-implementer. Is the building climate resilience through sustainable biodegradable waste management in Kanifing municipality, the Gambia. We will want to see the documents in relation to this and the payments and how much was paid.
Okay.
We turn to the next page. The 3,145,000 euros that was paid to the project account. That is the Kanifing Environmental Transformation Program, KTP. Do we have a project proposal for this?
Yes, we do.
And we will want to see that. And also, this project, that is the The KETP.
Yes.
Was it, what is the structure of the KETP project?
So the KETP is the Canifing Environmental Transformation Project.
Right.
It was authored in my office in partnership with Tony Blair Institute. We tried in 2019 and we failed. In 2020 we tried again and we got success. KMC is the first council that is allowed to be part of the implementation process. Other councils have external implementers. And that is a testament to our good functioning administration. The project has a project steering committee where the mayor is part of the steering committee. The 3 councillors representing women, representing youths, and representing the environment, the chairman of the environment committee. The EU has 2 sitting members, the country coordinator, and I forgot the other function, they are part of it. Peterborough City in the UK, who's our external partner and co-applicant. They have a person who sits on the committee virtually. And basically, the council is the one who, through its establishment committee, did the hiring for the project. It was agreed. So this is how the project was authored. But the project office is independent, but they coordinate with the CEO. The project director is employed by the committee, but through the establishment committee. We gave them, because they have the expertise. So the steering committee gave that role to the establishment. So they hired a project director who is responsible for running the project. And then we co-opted, to save money, we co-opted several council staff to be part of the project team. And this will also enable us, where at the end of the project, when it's transferred to the council, we have the internal capacity for continuation and sustainability.
What was the, you want to proceed?
Yes, I can proceed. I love the project. It's it's about 4 different segments of the project. One is education, and that's where we built our municipal library, the first ever in the country. Fully equipped with an innovation hub. It has a religious area, it has a local language area, it has a children's area, internet cafe, it has a repair cafe, an innovation hub.
The second phase?
We also have the environment section, is the planting of 190,000 trees. It is also to build 6 parks. I think 5 are built and fully utilized. 1 is pending. On the waste management side, the provision of 10,000 waste bins to people, residents in our municipality, which was done. The procurement of 4 sanitation vehicles, which was done. And then the building of, I think, 2 or 3 waste enclosures. But recently, the EU have approved that we can change the waste enclosures to skip bins, and that is being implemented. The component that is left, there's an administrative component, and that is the procurement of, I think, 3 vehicles for the admin staff, which is done. Now, over the course of the project, the EU has sent auditors and they have sent compliance officers. It's one of the highest rated projects of its kind. And now, we have applied to change certain aspects of the project because there's no more a need for it. And one of them was to, I'm not quite sure what they canceled, but now they want to put solar at the library for sustainability. And there was one side of the project for community sensitization. We built the first ever municipal radio station, which is up and running, but the ministry has denied us our frequency. So for the past 3 years, it's been running online, but the personnel are there, the equipment are there. It functions every day, but we have been refused a frequency, so we cannot go on the airwaves.
What is the expenditure regulation? Who decides what in relation to expenditure?
The EU has all power in terms of regulation, and many a times they write to the project office for compliance. The project office has to seek clearance from the EU for all expenditures or all changes in expenditure.
Do you have a special voucher that is tailor-made for the project, or is it the usual council vouchers?
No, I think the project office has its own documents.
Own documents.
Now, on certain projects that are above the threshold of 500,000, the council demanded that those projects be brought to the council for approval. So, for example, the library, the tendering process went through the contracts committee, came to the council for approval and GPPA. The waste bins, same process. The radio, same process. So if the amount, the vehicles of the waste trucks, same process. So what the council has done is to try to make sure our bodies of governance and compliance are working.
The vehicles, both the 3 sanitation vehicles and the other 3?
Yes, so the council at some point, they said, look, we don't want this project to run without the council governing structures. So they have made sure that all the procurements that are above the threshold, the project officer and the contracts committee, they bring it to the council for clearance before they can do that procurement. So the 10,000 waste bins, the 4 council trucks, the library, the 10,000 waste bins, the radio, all of these were channeled through the council's contract committee and for the council to approve.
Is the finance director and the CEO, do they oversee this project, the expenditure for the project?
Through the contracts committee, they do the procurement, but the overseer of the project is the EU.
Payment. I'm asking for payments. Is the finance director and the CEO, do they oversee payments for?
I understand. The relationship between the CEO, so when the EU disburses the funds, it comes to the council. The council funds, which are controlled by the CEO and the director of finance. Now the CEO disburses to the project, and the project must bring justifications to the CEO for further disbursement. That is the relationship between those.
This brings us back to our earlier discussion that when monies are received by way of grants, they become part and parcel of council revenue. Correct?
Yes, I agree.
Good. Now, so that it is squarely under the management of council through its structures. Now, the offices or people mandated to sign checks, the CEO and the finance director, correct?
Of council funds, yes.
Yes, council funds. Now, I am asking whether this was the case in relation to the project.
So the funds come directly to the council. Then the CEO and the director of finance disburse to the project. That's how it works.
So it says, for instance, the CEO, that is the 13, sub 3, and the director of finance of the council shall be the signatories to all accounts of the council. And in the absence of any of them, the director of administration. Were they the signatories to these accounts?
To the main fund, yes. But to the implementation, which is by the EU, is EU money, they want the project direct office to implement.
It's not EU money. The law is saying it is council's money. I just want it to be clear that it's not me saying it. It's what the law says. It says grants are council's revenue.
No, there are 2 types of grants, and this is a hybrid. There are grants that are implemented by third bodies, and we are beneficiaries. In the issue of SOS BMZ project, that was an example.
Guide us through the Finance and Audit Act that talks about and backs what you are saying.
Let me come. There's practicality of what is happening. This is not, lead counsel, you have to take your time and listen to me.
Please,
the SOS.
I have continuously, Madam Chair, exercised decorum with the witness. And the witness is here to answer questions. And I would urge the chair to caution the witness with his diction, his choice of words. And I would not want to go through that line of questioning and answering where I will allow the witness to decide and dictate whatever he says and however he says it. So I want the chairperson to caution the witness and we move on to the relevant questions.
It's noted.
Now, we go back to the issue. The Local Government Finance and Audit Act states clearly in no uncertain terms that the revenues of council forms part and parcel of the income of council. That is agreed, correct? Mr. Witness.
Ask it again, sorry.
The revenues of council includes grants that are received, correct?
Yes.
Good. Now, is there anywhere in the act that states that in case of hybrid grants or however it is called, that there can be another account that is not under the CEO and finance director?
That's why I am giving an example. There's direct grants and indirect grants.
Right.
And there's grants we implement, which comes to the council. There's grants we don't implement, that goes to external bodies. In this case, the EU wanted control, so they said they don't want the council to directly implement. They want a project office where they have direct oversight function. It was the terms and the conditions of the grant. So that's why I explained that when we came in, first we were not acknowledging even the indirect grants. And I was giving advice that even indirect grants, even though you are not controlling the money, you are receiving the benefit to the taxpayer. So those values should be inputted into the financial statements of the council. So yes, if the grant comes direct, where the donor gives it to the council for implementation, yes, the CEO and the Director of Finance should be the implementers. In this case, it was a hybrid. The money, we said no, it must come to the council as per our laws, but then the CEO disburses to the project office to implement. And if the project office reports to the CEO to his satisfaction, then he can disburse further.
Now, where is that stated in the Finance and Audit Act? What you are saying, this position, how do you back it up?
It's very clear the money came to the council and it was expended by the CEO and the Director of
No, the regulation. You see, we are bound by the regulation. Council is bound by regulations, correct? You agree with that?
Say it again.
Council is bound by the regulation, the Finance and Audit Act.
Yes, yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Now, what you have said about this hybrid indirect grant, is it featured in the act? In the act?
It's not a direct grant, it's an indirect grant.
No, that's not the question. Whether what you are saying, the indirect grant and the hybrid, whether it is in the Finance and Audit Act.
Can we refer to the Finance and Audit Act on that page, please?
That the witness be given the Finance and Audit Act. It talks about incomes of council.
Okay.
All right. It says section 4, revenue and funds of council. Please read it.
Page.
I would sincerely not know the page that you have, but it's section 4.
Revenues and funds of council. The revenue and funds of council include all sums of money or funds accruing to a council without prejudice to the generality of subsection 1. The revenue funds of council consist of monies derived from rates imposed by the council under or pursuant to provisions of this act, local taxes, monies payable to a council under the provisions of any other enactment, monies derived from licenses, permits, dues, charges, fees, or royalties, receipts derived from any public utility concern or any service or undertaking belonging to or maintained by a council either in whole or in part, rents derived from letting or leasing of any building or land belonging to a council, project funds, donations, and grants other than from the general revenue, endowments, sums appropriated by the National Assembly, any sums of money which may lawfully be assigned to a council by any public corporation, returns on investment, and such other sums of money as may be granted to the council by any other council.
Now, where you see project funds, donations, and grants, and other than from general revenue.
Yes.
Does this law provide for indirect grants?
No, this is recognition of revenue. I'm saying in terms of the implementation. In recognition of revenue, it just says grants.
Good. So now there is no mention of the revenue of council in the Local Government Finance and Audit Act in relation to the indirect grants that you're referring to, correct? It did not mention indirect grants, correct?
It says grants.
Yes. So, are you not supposed to abide by the Finance and Audit Act when it did not provide any provision for indirect grants? It said clearly that all these monies are revenues of council.
The council abides by it, and we recognize the KTEP project as revenue of council.
Of council. Yes. And so the same law requires that all these monies are under, the checks are supposed to be signed by the CEO and the finance director.
Can you redirect me to that law?
Mr. Bensouda, I've already read this over and over again. I read this several times too.
I would like clarity, that's why I asked.
No problem, no problem. Financial autonomy of council. It says under section 13 sub 3, the chief executive and director of finance of the council shall be the signatories to all accounts of a council, and in the absence of any of them, the director of administration. All accounts of council.
Section 3.
13 sub 3. 13 sub 3. You may read it, please. Yes.
The chief executive and the director of finance of council shall be signatories to all accounts of council, and in the absence of any of them, the director of administration can be signatories.
Yes. Did it have any? Does it have any?
Sorry. Let me just correct that. It's not. It can. It shall. That or the director of administration shall. Mayor Bensouda is shall.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Does it have any? Where in that provision or any other provision where it provided exceptions for other incomes of council?
So, based on my understanding, section 13.3 is talking about accounts of council. Section 4 is talking about revenue of council. Revenues don't necessarily have to go in council's account.
I give up. I think at some point it becomes deliberate. I give up. Now the payments made out of these three.
I don't understand.
Come again, Chair.
I don't understand what you said and what he replied. What did you ask?
I had asked the question. It is very clear that when you see the law saying that revenues of council includes the grants, it's clear. The witness tried.
What is provided for in 4, right?
Yes, the witness tried to state indirect grants, and I had said the law did not provide for indirect grants, and he agreed with me. It's clear. Now, if the revenues of council includes grants, the law is saying all accounts of council, if that grants are part of revenues of council, it's just common sense that the money that is for council is owned by council as basic. And so if it is owned by council, council operates its accounts. And if council operates its accounts, the law is saying under section 7, under section 13, sub 3, that all accounts of council must be under the shall be the signatories. The CEO and director of finance of the council shall be the signatories to all accounts of council. Now, I think this is very clear. I do not want to go back and forth with the witness on this.
Let me ask, Mayor. Mayor, you responded to this statement. What is your response?
Yes, so Madam Chair, I was trying to explain to the lead counsel. Grants are from the donor. The donor determines how they give a grant. There's raw grants, yes, that comes to the accounts of the council, where it is the sole responsibility of the CEO to implement those grants. There's grants that the donor, like I was giving an example, the BMZ project, the donor is the one who's fully implementing that grant, even though I was the chair of the oversight committee.
If I may comment at this point, in the project document, are these issues contained in the project document?
Yes. So the EU.
So please provide,
exactly,
so that we will be able to be guided appropriately to understand.
Yes.
You understand under what terms you were operating these issues. Thank you. Council?
Yes, still on this 3,145,000, 3,145,000 euros. Do you have a financial statement for this, the KMC?
Do we have a?
Financial statement.
Yes, they will have it. They have accountant. They will
Okay,
have it.
we will want you to provide the financial statement for this. The financial statement to be produced. We are applying that the mayor, the witness provides the financial statement.
They have budgets and
Yes. Now,
He said he's taking notes, so you just make your application. He is taking notes.
yeah, I've already made the application. We applied that the mayor, the witness provides the financial statement for this. The last one on the grants page number 8 is 30 million paid to council. Says leveraging open location code to improve property tax collection, waste and local social contract. We want to see the project proposal for this.
What is the denomination of the?
$30 million. Thank you.
Madam Chair, I would like to note that this project is outside the scope of the commission. It's from 9th August 2024 to 9th August 2025.
That will only be determined when we see the project proposal. This is only a paper provided by the witness. When we see the proposal, he will decide whether it is within the commission's mandate or not.
Please provide us with the proposal. Thank you.
When the witness provides the documents asked, we will proceed with the grants. Are there bank reconciliations done on the grants, all the grants that have been received directly by council?
The grants being handled by the CEO and Director of Finance?
Yes, the 3 million and the 30 million, the grants that are paid into council's account. Do we have? You said we have. There are financial statements. Do we have reconciliations as well? Bank reconciliations as well?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I would hope so.
Okay. And I had asked the question. I'm not sure whether you've answered that. The vouchers that were used, were the council's normal vouchers, or were there separate vouchers that were used for this payment?
I will have to confirm.
You
It's a project office within the council, so
okay.
I don't know what documents.
Thank you. We will also want you to provide us with the list of the names of the committees and the designation in relation to the committee that was set up for this.
Or the steering committee.
Steering committee. The last one is Lionworks. You know Lionworks?
Yes.
Good. Now, how do you know Lionworks?
So Lionworks is a company owned by Raymond. I don't know his last name. And my brother CD is an investor, but I don't know what his investment is.
Okay. How would you describe your relation, how you are related with your brother CD? I mean, is it half brother, full brother?
He's my full brother.
Good. Now, Lionworks was paid an amount that we have seen for doing work for council. Were you aware of this?
Yes, I'm aware.
Good. Now, how were you aware of this?
So sorry, I have my file on Lionworks.
Okay.
So early in 2019, the CEO embarked on a beautification project. We said we would beautify turntables and roundabouts. When he started the project, on my way to work, I saw that he had started implementing the project. This was CEO Jaja Cham. When I arrived at the office, I complimented him on the good work he was doing. I asked him where he got these slabs because I recognized the zigzag. It was unique to Lionworks. And he informed me that he got it from a company called Lionworks. Upon hearing what he told me, I informed him that, well, I don't think it's a good idea because my brother has an investment in the company. And everybody knows that it is my policy that I don't want anything to do with council and any family-related businesses, etc. So at first he said, well, you know, it doesn't matter because he's the one who procured it. I said, well, for me it does. So I asked him, is there any possibility to return it and look for other vendors? He said, no, it is delivered. I asked him what amount. He said the amount was 300 and somewhat thousand. So I said, well, what we can do, I don't want you to use this company. My advice is I don't want as a policy for companies relating to my family to be used. So I proceeded to call CD. I said, look, this has happened. I would like you to donate these slabs to the council. He said, well, he doesn't have that operational mandate. I should call Raymond. So I got the number of Raymond. I called Raymond. I said, Raymond, can you please donate these slabs to the council? And he said, well, it's too expensive. That would not be possible. He had already received a payment of 188,000. So he said what he can do, because I explained my policy for him, and he said what he can do is he can donate the remaining balance to the council, because if he donates the whole amount, it would be detrimental for him. So I said, okay, that is a compromise. Can you please put it in writing? He did put it in writing. I kept that letter to date because it's an issue that keeps coming up in political circles. I said I will arm myself to explain my side of the story. So the rest of the slabs, which was up to, I think, $1.5 to $2 million, was not given to Lionworks. The CEO checked what other companies. So my advice is their decision, because if if Jaja went along with that company, this is right, and there's nothing wrong, because I was not part of that process. But just for my, principles, I did not want that, and he agreed, and then he made sure that happened.
Let's first have the letter.
I believe it's a convenient point to stop, right? Or do you have?
Yes, I have the letter. Hold on, let me see.
Okay.
Can I read it out?
Let us know. Let's give it to council so that we can admit it. Then we will be able to rely on it and discuss matters in it.
We apply to tender a letter from Lionworks addressed to the CEO of Carnegie Municipal Council on the 25th of April 2019, and an invoice from Lionworks in April the 11th, 2019.
A letter dated the 25th of March 2019, addressed to the CEO of KMC. The letter is from Lionworks. It has the subject supply and laying of paving blocks on the Banjul Highway. It is signed for the General Manager, Tijan Drame. An invoice attached to the said letter is dated April 11, 2019, and the invoice is from Lionworks to KMC, and it is signed by Tijan Drame. These two documents are admitted in evidence as an exhibit, and they are marked as LGC/KMC/TAB/008.
As the Commission places. Mr. Bensouda, when you realized that Lion Works was issued with was given a contract, or awarded a contract, that was when you engaged your brother?
That's when I engaged my brother. Yes.
And then you asked that whether they can donate, correct?
Yes, but he said he cannot make that decision.
And you had to talk to Raymond?
Yes.
And then Raymond said what?
He said, well, they cannot donate the whole amount because it was, I think, 377,000 worth of slabs.
Right.
He said that would be detrimental to their company. So he agreed that whatever balance KMC owed him, he can donate that, which was about, now that we check, I think it's about 170,000.
Okay. Now, if you look at that document from Lion Works, which talks about the supply and laying of paving blocks on the Banjul Highway, it says the management of Lion Works has decided, and well, to start with, the witnesses have been interviewed. They did not say what you have said regarding confronting Jaja, but we will get to that. It says supply and laying of paving blocks on the Banjul Highway, 25th of April 2019. The management of Lion Works has decided as our contribution to the beautification of the KMC to do the above works as at cost price, therefore discounting invoice 15th day, number 15, dated the 11th of April 2019 by $82,500 to bring the total amount to $235,000, right? And so this letter is dated the 25th of April 2019. April 2019. So if you look at the statement of Tijan Drame, it states that the eighth line, the lady told me that KMC wanted to embark on a slab pavement from Westfield Youth Monument all the way to Old Joshua. I did the measurement from the Youth Monument to Cooperative and later submitted an invoice amounted to $318,000 to council. After the submission of the invoice, council made a part payment and cannot remember the amount to Lion Works to commence the work. We implemented the work from the said Youth Monument to Cooperative. Later on, I understood from Raymond that there was an issue regarding the payment of the outstanding balance and said that council still wanted the reduction of the price. So there was nothing in this statement from Tijan Drame that talks about the issue regarding donations. So how do you react to that?
Well, I don't talk to Tijan Drame. I spoke to Jaja and I spoke to Raymond.
Yes.
Tijan, if he's a low-level officer at that place, he will not know what was discussed at the high level. But what I can tell you very clearly, I was the one who informed Jaja. We had a bit of a push and pull because Jaja believed that there was nothing wrong with it because he was the CEO and he went and got the slabs. I told him, well, as a matter of principle, I would not like this project to go on, and I would advise, if they can, they return the slabs. He said they could not return the slabs, so I called CD. I said, bro, there's this slabs that was gotten from Lion Works to KMC. I'm not comfortable with it. Can you please donate it? He said, no, that is an operational issue. You can only ask that from Raymond. I took Raymond's number, I called him. I said, Raymond, can you please donate these slabs? He said, I cannot. It is just too much money, but for the balance of the payment, I can let that go. I said, can you please put that in writing? That's why when you look at the voucher, it's 23rd April 2019.
The receipt, the voucher?
The payment voucher.
Yes.
It's 20, I've always kept these files. is 23rd April 2019.
Can we see the voucher, please?
KMC made a payment of 188,875, and this is the only payment they ever made, suggesting there was a discount of 170,000.
Can we see the voucher, please? Now, Jaja Cham said all payments that are above $100,000 are cleared with the mayor.
You want the bank transfer?
Yes, if we can have it, please. This is not a complete voucher.
That's the copies. I just copied and I kept my file because
Okay.
it was a political issue. In my
We would want the full voucher to be. We have this. We will want the full voucher to be. We want the full voucher to be shown to the commission. If you have it.
I don't have the.
You don't have it.
This was copies I took early in the day.
Because we can't see the voucher either regarding this particular payment. And then interviews with the director of planning and Jaja Cham, please.
Oh, sorry. I think I have a purchase order. Sorry. I have let me see. I have the invoice. I have the competing invoices from other companies. The request from the Deputy Director of Planning and Development to the CEO. The record of request for quotation. I also have the GPPA form, request for quotation, form 101.
Please speak into the microphone.
Procurement, I have the GPPA form, request for quotation, the procurement request form, and the purchase order. I hope I'll get my documents back.
We apply to tender the following photocopy documents. The first is a letter addressed to Megabank. It's a bank transfer. A purchase order. A requisition form. GPA form 101, that's the request for the quotation. An invoice, the date is April 8, 2019. Invoice from Lankara Mosware. Invoice from Maisa Enterprise. Invoice from Kanifin Municipal Council. A GPA form 004, record of request for quotation. GPA form 004, request for quotation. To be admitted into evidence and marked as exhibit.
A mega bank transfer dated the 18th of April 2019, and the attention of the KMC manager was drawn. It is from the mega bank, Serakunda Avenue, Kairaba Avenue, Serakunda. The subject is bank transfer for the sum of 188,875. A purchase order dated the 18th of March 2019 procurement form dated 18th of April 2019 GPPA Form 101, request for quotation, dated the 20th of March 2019. An invoice from Lionworks, dated April 8, 2019, addressed to Kanifing Municipal Council for the sum of 377,750. An invoice from Lankaramo Soare, dated the 8th of April 2019, for the sum of 399,000. An invoice from Mesa Enterprises, dated 10th of April 2019, for a sum of 396,250. A memo dated the 20th of March 2019. It has the subject, construction of central reserved with interlocking blocks. This is addressed to, it is from the Deputy Director of Planning and Development, addressed to the Acting CEO through the Director of Planning. It is signed by Sekou Sonko. GPPA Form 004, record of request for quotation. An order form 004, which is request for quotation. This is also dated the 28th of March 2019. And the final request for quotation is also dated 28th of March 2019. These documents are admitted in the bundle together as exhibit in evidence, and they are marked as LGC/KMC/TAB/009.
As the Commission places, I will just stop after two questions. Mr. Bensouda, it does not suggest that you stopped this payment to your Lionworks. Jaja Cham was called, before we asked you this question, we had confronted Nyima Kamara and Jaja Cham. And this is what they have to say. Jaja Cham, in his statement of the 11th of August 2025, the second paragraph reads, now, this was when one contractor or supplier called Lionworks through procurement and planning was engaged, and they brought an invoice of about 300,000 for the procurement of some amount of interlocking blocks, sand, transport, and workmanship. I recalled when the work started, I got the information that the supplier was related to our Lord Mayor of the Council. When I do my investigation, I'm reading verbatim, when I do my investigation and found this to be true, I decided to inform planning and procurement, to inform Lionworks that the works cannot continue since they are part of the mayor's family. And this will not be professional or ethical for the council to award works to family members knowingly. So Jaja Cham have already been confronted with this issue. And Jaja Cham said clear opposite what you were saying. Nyema Kamara, same, did not state what you were saying. So the idea that you stopped it when you walked and saw the interlocking blocks and you recognized them is contrary to Jaja Cham's evidence.
Can you confirm when he said the opposite of what I said?
I can read it again.
No, I've heard it. I mean, he said opposite.
Let me read it again. I think everyone knows what opposite is. This was when one contractor or supplier called Lionworks through procurement and planning was engaged, and they brought an invoice of about $300,000, Madam Chair, for the procurement of some amount of interlocking blocks, sand, transport, and workmanship. I recalled when the work started, I got the information that the supplier was related to our Lord Mayor of the Council. When I do my investigations, I am reading word for word, do my investigation and found this to be true, I decided to inform planning and procurement to inform Lionworks that the works cannot continue since they are part of the mayor's family, and this will not be professional or ethical for the council to award works to family members knowingly. These were the words of Jaja Cham. So again, it is not in line with what the witness says.
I think, Madam Chair, what Jaja said is 100% in line with what I said. Jaja has no way of knowing if Lionworks is related to my family or not. He has no way. Lionworks is the company that creates Zigzag at the time. They supply to ports, they supply to Ministry of Education, all the big players buy from them and they create Zigzag. Even our house, it has Zigzag. That's why when I saw it, I asked him, I said, oh, this is nice. Where did you get your slabs from? He said, oh, we got it from Lionworks. That's when I told him it is related to the family. Jaja has no way to know what is related to my family or is not related to my family. Secondly, Madam Chair, why in the world would any businessman give 377,000 worth of value to a council and refuse to take almost 200,000 money to date, half the amount to date when they are entitled to it? That would make no sense unless there was an intervention, and that intervention was my intervention. The person at Lionworks would not know who the mayor is talking to at what level. He has no way of knowing. Jaja has every right. There is no conflict of interest. If Jaja paid the vendor fully, he went and implemented the project fully, there is nothing wrong with that because I was not part of the decision-making process. There's no conflict. There's no law that says anybody who knows Talib or is related to Talib cannot benefit from KMC. What the law says, Talib cannot be part of any process that gives benefit to that person. But I have a policy. As far as I am the chairman sitting at KMC, I do not want any family business related to KMC. So I called CD. I said, look, for me, I asked the CEO, he said, this cannot be returned because it is delivered, it is heavy, and it's already been paved. And money has already transferred hands. Now, can you donate the whole amount? He said, that is not within my authority. I am an investor. I am not in the operations of the company. So he said, let me call Raymond. I called Raymond. Raymond said, Mayor, I cannot give all this money away. It's too much. But the balance that is owed to me, I can donate it to the council. I said, put it in writing. If Jaja went on and did that project, why would Jaja stop a project that he went and got because it's related to someone in the council? That would make absolutely no sense, madam.
We are proceeding. The words of Jaja are very clear. Like I said, we would not go back to it. There is no evidence of what the witness is saying. And then the minutes of meeting of the 31st of May 2018 General Council resolution is very clear about the role of the mayor in award of contracts and payments. Now, let me give you these minutes of meeting so you can read Resolution 8.
31st May 2018,
Yes.
when the council came, at the meeting of the General Council 31st May 2018, by the recommendations of all councillors, the following resolutions were approved. Committees will have 6 members and not made up of more than 3 councillors
8,
and 3
please.
experts.
Just please proceed to 8.
Which resolution 8?
8, yes.
Is this resolution admitted in evidence?
Yes, we have the file that is, but if the witness identifies it, we can now admit it quickly for this out of abundance of caution.
Yes.
May I have the resolution so that I can admit it?
Yes, let us admit it so that we are clear that the document can be relied upon.
Out of abundance of caution, Madam Chair, we apply to tender the General Council resolution dated the 31st May of 2018 to be marked as an exhibit.
A General Council resolution dated the 31st of May 2018. It is from the Clerk of Council, addressed to the Acting CEO, and is copied to the Lord Mayor. This resolution is admitted into evidence, and it is marked as LGC/KMC/TAB/010.
As the Commission pleases, may the witness read resolution 8 of the exhibit.
This is Council Resolution 31st May 2018. Resolution number 8. All contracts, including MOUs, and all forms of engagement and support that may have been effect of binding to the Council or creating an obligation or right connected to the Council, and all payments from Council accounts or funds be subjected to final approval of the Mayor.
Who signed that resolution?
Signed by Usman Gay and Talib Bensouda, Mayor.
So by this resolution, you are to approve all payments and all contracts as well, correct?
At the time, correct.
At the time. Do you have a superseding resolution?
We've gone over this debate. It was reversed. Can I complete my?
Yes.
Sorry. It was reversed. I, as Mayor, do not sign any contracts, do not authorize any payments, and I would love for you to show me any authorization I have made on the Lion Works payment.
Is there a superseding resolution?
It was reversed through committees and discussions of Council and agreement of Council. Yes.
No. Is there a superseding resolution?
I believe you have tasked me to work with the clerk to find documents in relation to that.
Right. Now, in the resolution number 8 is very clear. So, not only were you approving and endorsing payments, I'm using the words that you have used on the request, and the payments made therein, but it was made pursuant to resolution 8, which reads that all contract agreements, including MOUs, and all forms of engagement and support that may have the effect of binding Council or creating an obligation or right connected to Council, and all payments from Council accounts or funds be subject to final approval by the Mayor. This resolution, there is no other superseding resolution, Mr. Bensouda. And so that the payments that we have highlighted to you, the payments even with Lionworks, could not have been made without your knowledge, because this was what you signed the resolution.
That is incorrect and that is wrong. And the Lionworks payment happened about 10 months after this council resolution, which many things have transpired and which I read today. I read last week and I will read every week. I have zero interest in council funds, and nor does any member of my family. I will take that to the grave, because that is exactly what has happened. The number two, I want to ask the chair, why will we have interest in a council contract of 377,000 and only accept payment of 188,000? Almost 200,000 has not been paid. First. Secondly,
because Mr. Jaya Cham,
can I complete? I'm addressing the chair.
Because Madam,
yes, let us have.
Yes,
let us have.
Can I land?
Yes, proceed, please.
Secondly, the Westfield demarcation is up to 1.5 kilometers. It's very long. The initial project was a few meters. That is what Lionworks did. 377 value, but only paid 188,000. There was a donation of about 100 and something thousand because of my intervention. The rest of the Westfield division is up to 1 million plus. If I had interest for my family to have that contract, then they would do the whole stretch and they will be fully paid. That's why I'm telling the council, it goes beyond reason. Secondly, the council does not give me authority initially, which I have explained over and over again. It was reversed. If this payment had come to me, I would never approve it. If this payment had been brought to my attention, I will never approve it. Because after the fact, I intervened. I told Jaja, I said, look, this company belongs to a member of my family has an interest in this company. There is no way in this world, because this is a tiny company somewhere in Brussels. Jaja could not have known that.
You've asked a question. It is because you had to do that, because Jaya Cham did his investigation as far as he's concerned and found out there is a connection between you and the supplier, and said that is wrong. That is in his statement. That's why I said it is contrary to what you are saying, because he said for payments to be made in that manner, it is wrong, and that is why it was cancelled. And we don't have evidence of what you are saying regarding stopping the payment. So we need evidence of that. It's the CEO at the time who said in the statement that I did my findings and I found out that the mayor is related to the supplier. It's not my words. These are not my words. These are the words of Jaja Cham. So we proceed on other issues.
Yes.
Madam Chair.
Yes.
Why would Jaja Cham, if I was the authorizing power, I authorized this payment, why would Jaja Cham have the authority to decide to stop the contract? That goes contrary to what lead counsel has been misleading the commission on. Secondly,
no, Mr. Bensouda,
secondly,
if Mr. Bensouda, you see, if you are not cautioned by the chair, I will caution you. Yes.
Let me comment. Mayor Bensouda, we are looking at documents. Is that correct?
Yes, madam.
Yes, and we have just looked at the resolution dated 31st of May 2018. And attached thereto to this resolution is a memo dated the 15th of February 2018, right? And these are all pursuant to what your responsibility is when you came in, right? In terms of approving or disapproving contracts. Because the memo for 15th of February 2018 has given threshold expenditures to be reduced from 500,000 to 100,000, right? That the CEO can only deal with this. And you have explained, and we have heard you, when you talked about the fact that this was subsequently again reviewed because council believed that the threshold was too small, right? Was that your evidence?
Council believed the CEO's threshold was too big.
Okay, thank you for correcting me. It was too big, and that was why it was reduced from 500 to 100,000.
No.
Yes, can you clarify for me?
Yes, so when we came initially into office, the interim management committee had set thresholds. We adopted the interim management report, including the thresholds. That was the first council resolution we passed. Over the period, councillors raised in council that they don't believe the mayor should be part of the authorizing body. They believe the council should be authorizing the payments. And that's why since day one,
yes,
I believe we've been going over documentation. Now,
yes, let us just summarize this quickly. I know that everything you have said is captured in evidence. The memo dated 15th of February 2018, let me read the memo. It says, at the meeting of the General Council Stroke Interim Management Committee held on the 14th February 2018, and by recommendations of all members, approval has been given for your threshold for expenditures to be reduced from 500,000 and from 500,000 to 100,000. Any expenditure that exceeds the aforementioned figure must be forwarded to the chairman of the Interim Management Committee for approval. And this was addressed to the CEO and was copied to the chairman. So for every transaction from effective 15th of February, anything that is above 100,000, it has to go to the chairman, right?
this was during the interim where Part
Yes.
Sanyang was CEO.
Yes, yes. So I'm just reconfirming what has been said in this memo, correct? And on the 31st of May, that is after 15th of February, 31st of May, a resolution was passed, right? And you have explained the reason. Resolution 8 clearly indicated that for purposes of actual oversight, it says that all contract agreements, including MOUs and all forms of engagement and support that may have the effect of binding council or creating an obligation or right connected to council, and all payments, and I emphasize these three words, and all payments from council accounts or funds be subject to final approval by the mayor. And you have said we should give you time to find out whether there is a memo superseding this memo to now indicate that this resolution is no longer applicable. Is that not the case?
Yes, so I have already submitted the evidence that to prove that this has been reversed. But I guess the lead counsel said for him that evidence is insufficient because he wants to see a resolution. I said this was agreed and it is in practice. That's what I said.
Yes, that agreement is what council is asking, whether it is contained in any form of documentation, whether it was just agreed verbally at a meeting. And if it was at a meeting, it will be captured in the minutes of a meeting. Would I be correct to say that?
I have shared minutes that shows where the councillors brought up the issue.
Okay, we will note that.
Yes.
So now the issue is, let's clarify this point. And council, what is your question?
Madam Chair, my question is very clear. Whether there is a superseding resolution or decision.
He said he has provided a resolution that talked about it.
No.
Minutes.
Yes. So the evidence must be very clear. Number one, if there is no resolution superseding this resolution, it has to be clear. Number one, stand-alone evidence. So that if the witness wants to now comment on any other law or resolution or decision or minutes of meetings or agreements, he can now say that we have agreements that supersede the resolution. Because as it stands, this resolution there was never a superseding resolution. So that the the authority that is embedded there, that is signed by the witness himself as mayor of KMC at the time, there has never been superseded by any resolution. So even the minutes of council purportedly overriding this does not exist in any minutes of meeting so far. And so therefore, my questions are very clear and very straightforward. If there are agreements, we read the agreement word. If there are decisions, we read the decisions. If there are resolutions, we want to know, because the law is clear. Decisions of council are supposed to be voted for by a simple, and then decision made by a simple majority. It's very clear. The witness knows that.
So,
the witness knows this.
I believe that he has given his own response, yes, and he stands by what he has given to the commission.
No, I mean, the last question, whether there is any decision of council or resolution passed, have not been answered yet to override this particular decision. Whether there had been a decision of council after this date, or a resolution, which is also a decision of council, overriding the power given to the mayor to approve and all payments of council. You want to see that? It's very clear.
Is there
Madam Chair, I believe I've answered that for 5 days, but we can keep going.
Yes. You can answer again the question.
I said it was reversed.
Yes.
And it is in practice.
Yes.
I do not sign any authority for any payment above 100,000.
So the answer is it is in practice.
Okay.
It is in practice.
If that satisfies the commission, that's okay.
He has given his answer.
Yes, that's okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So we don't have it. That's okay.
So
I believe that's a convenient point.
Yes, it's a convenient
come back,
point.
yes.
So we will rise.
Madam Chair, can I ask? Madam Chair, before you adjourn, there's an event that is happening tomorrow. It happens only once every 5 years, and is the application for the flag bearership of UDP. And my interview is tomorrow in the midday. And I would ask if it's possible, if I can be allowed to go conduct my interview.
At what time is that?
I believe mine is around 11 or so, but I don't know how long.
Well, 11 to what time?
I don't know how long. I was just notified whilst I was here, so I don't.
If it is at 11, we will come in, or if you would finish after 11, we can adjourn till in the afternoon. You come. If it is 11 or 12, we will come in the morning.
Okay. Can I verify that?
Yes, please verify that and be in touch with the registrar, because we have not scheduled any witness.
Sure.
For tomorrow. So we could either have it earlier or later in the day.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We'll be right.